Here's the thing. I get bored too easy. I get bored far too fast to be an employee with one practice and help one practice at a time and make it seem like it's somebody else's idea. But also, you don't need some $50,000, $80,000 consultant. There's a time and a place for that, but that's going to come in and try to align your practice to their ideals. What you need to know is, what do you want? And to commit to that, to be confident you got this, to break this burnout cycle, to be the provider you want to be, to make your dream practice inevitable. That's why my first program gives you the core everything that you need to know to do this, to align your entire practice to how you want it to feel, to lead a team that agrees with you, that you want to empower and unify and utilize their momentum to achieve those goals more quickly. You don't you don't need some long drawn out year-long program to get in touch with. I mean, yes, you do need to get in touch with, but you're accelerated learners. You're smart. You don't need somebody to hand feed you every little thing. You need to see the core beliefs to choose, to know. Do you want to nurture that? Do you want to release that? Do you believe that? Do you not? Get really clear. What do I want? What is my desire? And then let that lead. And then you curate the experience towards that. Leadership is empowering and unifying your team toward a common goal. We can make all of this stuff so complicated, and it doesn't really need to be. So, if you're ready to start today, this is why I created the Core Collection. It is specifically focused for those of you in the central US in small to medium sized practices, or that have that dream someday. We're going to make them inevitable, but you've got to start with that vision. And you're not going to get to that vision if you don't feel safe enough, if you don't feel confident that you can bring into being that vision. So people say, "What do you want?" And then they sit down with their graph paper and Excel and fill it in with what they've seen done already. When you know what's out there, that's not what you want. That's why you want to create something new. So let's look at the things. Let's develop the beliefs, upgrade the mindset, do the personal reflection. What do you want? And let's get you confident that you can do it. And then you simply curate you and your patient and your staff's experience toward that feeling. But before that feeling, you got to do the other work. And that other work happens in a program I call the Core Collection. It's on my website, leadersin.healthcare. It is called, yeah, it's pre-leadership. So before you lead, you got to know where you're going. Before you start taking moves, before you start breaking burnout cycles, you got to have somewhere you're headed. Yeah, you can take this step, and yeah, you can get defiant one day and defeated the next. You can continue doing that. Many people do that their entire career. We joke about it. It's in memes, it's on socials. Or you can break that cycle and develop the practice of your dreams. I help you do that. I'll talk to you soon.